Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today I'm here with the Butterfly Trails collection, but this time we're going to make a panel with the butterfly shape that sits on the front of the card. So these are the items that are in the collection. You have the 5x7 gatefold, the 6x6 gatefold, you have the Butterfly Trails die and stamp set and the sentiments, and a separate sentiment versus set that you can add to your cards. I'm also going to be using this paper pad collection from Card Making Magic, and this is the Pretty Books background, but it works really well for these butterflies. There are some beautiful papers that are in there. So all my butterfly bases are going to be white, and all I've got is an A4 piece of card and I've folded it in half. So I'm going to keep the fold to the left hand side, and I'm going to take the largest die from each of the sets and I'm going to place it so that this is on the bottom, and we'll just tape it in place, and that one is fastened there. So we've got just this piece hanging off the card. So we're going to open the card out and lay this piece on our board, and then we're going to partially die cut it. So where the fold is in the card, you're going to lay your other board along there, and now that will cut everything that's underneath there, but it won't cut this. That will stay in the card. And then once we put that through the die cutting machine, we can take the die off. So you need to take some scissors or your trimmer, and you're just going to trim up that join where that fold is, and you're going to trim down it on this side. So now we have a front folded card that has the butterfly on the front, and that's now ready to decorate. What I like to do with mine is shorten them across the top as well, and that gives you a beautiful design then that's ready to decorate. So this is the 5x7 one, and this is how you would add the 6x6 to your card. Now this is just a 6-inch square card, and I'm going to do exactly the same with this. Open it out, partially die cut it, and then that is ready to add my designs to. So even if you use a smaller card, once you remove your die, you will still need to trim that card down. You will still need to trim it along this piece, and you will still need to trim it at the top. And we can also remove this little piece that was part of the die pattern. So we can just trim that along there. So there now you have your 6x6 and your 5x7 butterflies, and they're now ready to decorate. So there are my two card bases cut, and I'm going to decorate them differently. Now for the 6x6, I'm going to put the patterned dies into the wings themselves, and I'm going to run that through the die cutting machine. Now this won't cut out, it only cuts the pattern into your card. Now for this one, I've taken the largest die again, and I've cut this in green. And then I've cut it again in white, and in the white one I've used the inner portions to the wings, and I have cut these out of the white card, and that will layer on the front of that. With this one, once it's die cut, you'll be able to see through the wings to the card behind, and so it's the back panel of this one that I'm going to decorate. So because I've hand cut this piece and not used a die to cut it, I've just shaped this around this piece. I now need to hand cut a piece that will fit in there. Well, the best way is to perhaps turn it over and make marks along there and along the side, and then cut that out. And once I've cut that out, that will fit my back panel beautifully, just along there. And now I can fold my butterfly over and I can add in the other pieces to my butterfly. And with this one we'll just bend the wings up a little bit from the body line, curve them and add the glue just on the body line along there. Now from the flowery piece that I have left, I'm taking the separate body piece and I'm going to cut a piece that sits along there, and that's going to sit on the body line of the butterfly. Now to make sure that this body line is extra strong, I've cut 2 more pieces and I've added those to the back, so I've just stacked that up, and that just adds a little bit more strength to the shape itself. So now we can add this to the body line of the card. I'm going to marry the antenna up so that they fit nice and neatly and the body line is in place. There we are. So we can curve the wings up a little bit more, and we'll just pop that on one side now while we do the other one. So for the 6x6 one, we'll do this in pink. So I'm going to take my piece of card and I'm going to lay it on my butterfly, and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm just going to make some little pencil marks along these edges. And now once I've cut that out, that will fit my back panel perfectly. So for the top of the wings, I'm going to take this pink paper and I'm going to fussy cut around this shape, and that will give me this, and that will sit on there. Now I'm also going to cut it again, but this time I'm only going to take the roses from the centre and they will decoupage on top of these. So I've added some foam pads to the back of this, and I'm going to decoupage this onto the top of the full one that we cut. And then those will get glued in place onto this, but just on the body line, because if you glue it to the wing, to the petals, it will come through the wings and it will stick to the back. So we'll just add this to the body line. Just along there, and we'll pop that in place on there. Now because that body line is covered mostly with the flowers, I don't need to cut an extra piece, but I am going to glue this in place for the back. And that will sit along there. So this is one that I did earlier, and for this one I used the inner die. You may get 2 out of the one, but I don't think so. Let's just see. You may if you're very careful with it. There are several pieces of the same pattern in the pack. So what I've done there is I've cut both the wings out and the body line, and I've cut a piece on the back. So that's another look for your cards. And we now have a 4th one that we can decorate, and we'll do this one in a different way. So for this 4th card, I've taken the text paper and I've trimmed it to fit the back of the card, just the same as I have with the others, but I've used the scraps of card that I've got left. So I've cut half of one with that paper, and then with the rest of it I've cut another half, adding in the flower, and that's going to sit along there. So we've got 2 different wings, but they do blend together. And then I've cut the body line from a strip of this. I've also cut another strip, and that's going to sit inside that card. So now with our base cards made, let's make some decoration for the insides. So using these 3 dies from the 6x6 collection, I've cut this frame, and I'm going to add that to this card, and then using these 3 dies from the 5x7 collection, I've cut this frame, and I'm going to add this to this portion of the card. So for a little more decor, to this one I'm adding some sweetheart blossoms just down the body line. I'm going to hot glue those in place. And for this one I'm going to add 2 roses. I've added the Butterfly Kisses sentiment from the Sentiments die set, and I'm going to add Hello Sunshine to this one. And then we'll add a little bit of bling, I think, to just finish the cards off. So I've added some pearls to these roses, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter now to the edges of the flowers. So we'll just dot some glue on there, and we'll sprinkle these with some glitter, and once the glue has dried, the glitter will lie flat on those flowers. There we go. So with the sentiment stamp, I've just added With Love along the wing. These two have got die cut sentiments on it, and this one has got Happy Birthday just stamped hidden by the wing. So there are my cards, all created with the dies. This is the 5x7 and these are the 6x6. This is creating one that you can see through. This one has just the panel on the card. This one has loose wings, and this one has the inside decorated as well. But whichever set you use, you can create the same things from both sets. Now the papers that I've used are from Card Making Magic, and they're the Pretty Book background papers. And the dies that I've used are the 6x6 Butterfly Trails Gatefold card. The 5x7, I've used the Butterfly Trails Sentiments and the Verses stamp set. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.